Traveler Whiskey, the latest release from Buffalo Trace Distillery, and in partnership with, for the very first time, with celebrity Chris Stapleton. Does this whiskey hit the mark, or is it another celebrity whiskey that kind of disappoints? Stay tuned for the review. Find out.
Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey. Today we are doing the most recent release from Buffalo Trace that doesn't cost a bloody fortune.
Yeah. Now, all
Unless you were silly enough to buy it when it first came out on secondary, those silly
people. Yes, yeah. Silly people.
But this is supposed to be readily available.
It is, but when they first dropped... All right, first, let's start. This is Traveler Whiskey. This is a celebrity partnership, I believe is what they called it, between Buffalo Trace, Master Distiller, Harlen Wheatley, and Chris Stapleton. It is a blended whiskey. And the fun part of the rules around blended whiskey is you can have up to 20% neutral grain spirit in this. Sazerac says they didn't put any in.
Okay, yeah, I read that.
They gave nothing as to where they pulled these barrels from, what they're blending into this, and or any of that.
Assume there's some out there.
Bourbon. There's apparently possibility of some Canadians and possibly some light whiskey
and
in
some
this
light
guy.
Whiskey, yeah.
So
and Barton is what I hear.
Don't get it.
The kicker in all of this, the kicker in all of this is it's a celebrity endorsed whiskey. So is it going to be great? But it's also Buffalo Trace Sazerac, so everyone immediately is going to think it's going to be great. So what you were saying earlier, when this very first hit the shelves, for $40-ish bucks, right in that ballpark,
38 bucks.
It was immediately flipped online for about 120.
Yeah, I think it dropped early.
125.
Was it North Carolina?
There was some place that it came out early, and they tried to flip it because they got first access to it, and because it's Sazerac.
And it's a cool looking bottle. Look at it.
If you paid $120, you'd be
very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
But when it first came out, people were silly. They were saying, "Oh, this is antique mixed with."
When you get it for 40.
Yeah. That's the rumor mill.
Rumors, yeah,
is what did that.
Yep.
There was questions of whether Weller was in there or some stag might have been blended into there. There was a whole lot of rumor mill. There was a lot of rumor mill. That's all I'm saying.
What, all special reserve and a splash of Blanton's? I mean,
I don't know. The bottle was rinsed with Blanton's.
Yeah.
And then it was,
No, there was a little Blanton's, and they would shake it and then put special reserve in it.
Pour right back out. Yeah, then pour something else in there.
I mean, we've had this conversation. I just thought this was going to be like a benchmark, just finished in a Blanton's barrel. Or a stag barrel. Like they've already got, it's their juice. They've already got these barrels on property.
Yeah.
To me, that.
Yeah, because you can do reused barrels. Like it doesn't have the rules.
To be a whiskey.
It drops away a lot of the rules that a lot of
But you have all that already on property, and then you turn around and go source it from.
No, it's not. It's theirs.
Well, but like
it's still Sazerac. Sazerac owns some Canadian whiskey. They own some light
they're
whiskeys.
Pulling it from different distilleries. It's not just straight from Buffalo.
It's not just Buffalo Trace.
Rephrase
right.
that.
It is Sazerac. Is really what it is.
It could be like the failed Caribou Crossing, maybe. The Canadian Blanton's. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Like I remember that bottle.
It's Sazerac sourced Canadian whiskey.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm talking
Possibly.
about.
But we do have 90 proof.
Right.
So at least
easy drinking.
Yeah, should be easy drinking. There were 50 different recipes, blends that were put together, and Chris Stapleton liked number 40. So it says, I believe it says on here, some blend number 40. So that's.
It does not have a bad nose.
No, it's just very.
Nothing wrong with that nose.
No.
I mean, you can say it's
light, sweet,
corny, sweet corn.
Yeah, definitely a good corn, a little vanilla note.
Dare I say a little bit of that red fruit sweetness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little kind of a strawberry.
Buffalo's Tracy type note.
A lot of people, I mean, you could get that off the rip of Special Reserve.
Yep.
Red fruit, strawberries.
Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that turns you off in this nose. It's fine.
To me, it just screams benchmark. But I feel like it's along those lines though. It's very light. I'll say the proof is.
It's light.
low.
It's not complex. It's like 1 or 2 notes. It disappears pretty quick.
Like
it's corn sweetness.
The corn sweetness just hangs out on my tongue.
I'm not getting a crazy vanilla. I mean, I get the vanilla, but it's not as obnoxious as I thought it was going to be.
There's something on the finish though. I don't know if it's still going to be there after the second taste, but there's something like artificial for me on the finish.
Okay.
Way on the back.
The fake vanilla.
The artificial vanilla is very Canadian in this.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad paying $38 for this bottle.
Nope.
No.
I don't. No. If it was.
Yeah. The secondary silliness was stupid,
I probably would have taken a chance on it because it's something new out of Buffalo Trace and it's.
I was just gonna say.
Readily available.
I was just gonna say I go up to $50 just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll make a lot of cocktails out of this.
It's a good blend. Yeah. It could be a good base in a lot of cocktails.
But even for cocktails for us, we still prefer a little bit more kick.
Yeah.
90s,
Yeah.
like 90s, like a minimum.
The proof and I think the palate on this.
It plays well. It'll play well.
It plays well, but I don't think you're going to get a lot of the whiskey.
It could easily get berry. Is that what you're going for? It could get berry.
What you mix it with.
Let's see what this does.
Yeah. Well.
I don't feel good things coming from this.
It's going to get sweeter, I think.
We'll see what happens.
I'm just going to give it a little more, just a little splash.
A little splizzy.
Big gulp, you need one?
Big gulp.
That got weird. I got a little woody, like a little toasted wood note that I did not pick up at any other point.
I'm getting that weird fake. I don't know. I'm getting some like it's like a varnishy kind of.
Like the liquid smoke.
No, it's not smoke. It's not smoke.
I don't know. There's something artificial I was getting on the back of the palate. That's kind of more pronounced on the nose now. I don't know.
Something's a little funny on the nose with the water, which would make me a little nervous to put in the cocktail at this point.
It kind of then reminds me of the note, like it just veers to the younger whiskeys.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got sweeter on me.
Oh, wait.
The
nose keeps getting worse. What is that?
I prefer without the water.
That grassy. Are we getting a little youth grassy note?
Yes.
Is that a hay note? Yeah, I
It's
agree.
like varnished. I don't know.
The water did not do a positive to this guy.
I think it is what it is. I think it's to bring in the fans of Chris Stapleton.
Absolutely.
I'm coming into whiskey because Chris Stapleton drinks it. Let me taste this.
Absolutely.
Hey, I don't.
It's easy.
Said this before, even downtown Nashville. I don't blame any of these guys while they're hot to open up a bar,
Leverage it.
and do this.
Yep.
I don't blame them at all.
Have a whiskey, open a bar.
Who was the first one to do it? Was it Kid Rock with Jim Beam? The Red?
Yeah, maybe.
That might have been the first one.
Do we know who contacted who?
I don't know the history of that.
I'm asking you. Okay, you're a superstar. You contact Buffalo Trace, and they tell you, got an idea. We got this. We're going to do a blend of a bunch of other stuff. What do you think? I'd be like, no way, man. I want your distillate. I want to blend your distillate into my show. Not my show, you know what I'm saying?
Well, technically, they did. I mean, everything that's in there is from Sazerac. It's just not all from Buffalo Trace.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're getting hung up on the Sazerac Buffalo Trace thing here. Because, I mean, Baby Saz is Sazerac too, and that's not Buffalo Trace. Right. And it's just like...
Right.
Yeah. If I'm a superstar, I want to work with Harlen Wheatley and just in, was it Frankfort, Kentucky?
Yeah.
And that's the only place I want to work in.
This is 60-40 Blanton's and
I want
something.
Blanton's, I want Weller, I want Eagle Rare, I want D.H. Taylor.
You still have to keep it reasonable. Like, you can't do that.
That is the
because
big
the rest
crux
of it. Like, if we would have served this at, was it last year's first Whiskey Club meeting where it was all celebrity. This would have won.
No doubt.
The rest of them sucked.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But this one would have taken first place hands down.
And
That was a bad night.
So I get your point.
It was.
I get your point if you're a superstar, what you would want.
Right.
You're also a whiskey guy superstar.
Right.
So,
But his point.
But from a price point,
This
What
would be
you
in a
want-
case with like a Daniel Weller. It would be like that.
yes.
It would be something so hard to
What
get.
you want as a star is you want something that's easily attainable, reasonably priced,
Easy
a
drinkable.
good, easy to drink.
Yep.
You want something that appeals to the masses, not to the nerds.
Right.
Yep.
This
The
appeals to
appeal,
the
yeah,
masses.
it does.
You
I think they.
You could drink this really easily.
I think they nailed it in that aspect. They nailed it.
Yeah.
But for more
Not our,
sophisticated palates, like
Are you going
No.
to your bar to grab that to sip on tomorrow night? Nope. You know you're not.
no, I have other options, but
That's a cool. I mean, I love the label. I
Yeah.
even love the little,
the
old
band
stamp,
look. Yeah.
tax stamp on the side.
Right. Yeah.
It's
It looks
cool.
like old schooly. The signatures in the back, like
hey,
all about it.
we've said it before about a number of distilleries love the experimentation. Some of them knock it out of the park. Some is just and some are like, well, why?
Seems like he would have went to Dickel though. or
But
Jack.
to
Tennessee whiskey.
I'm going to go back to what you were just talking about. Throw it up against any other celebrity whiskey. It's one of the better ones. I'm just happy if you think about most of those other celebrity whiskeys, they're all 80 proof or 84, or at least they went to 90. I mean,
Yep.
to me, that should be the minimum for whiskey. So, kudos on that. That's what I got.
Unless it's on the bottom shelf by your ankles. That stuff should be 80.
I just don't
What?
think that's whiskey. That's like, I don't know.
Not to the three of us.
That's,
This stuff won't be on. Like this stuff will be on in the middle of the store for I think for months.
Yeah, yes. Because everybody, especially, I could just see now Total Wine just, it's from Buffalo Trace is all they're going to say.
But he was already at Total Wine signing bottles
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
But I mean that,
Right
like,
when it hit here,
they say
he
that
was there signing bottles.
all the time already. Oh, it's just like Buffalo Trace, or it's from Buffalo Trace, or they're going to live
It
that
does. It tastes like Buffalo Trace, but not Buffalo Trace bourbon. It tastes like Ancient Age, and it tastes like Benchmark, except that comes from Buffalo Trace.
And
I mean, smelling it, I was
Oh, the little
very
Barton.
excited. I was gonna say that the nose. There's nothing wrong with the nose, but
there's
it's
some
just
Barton in there.
not what's going on.
All right.
Yeah,
My mouth is dry now.
it's fine celebrity whiskey.
Give it a go.
It's not great whiskey.
Yeah.
So
That's the
far,
way.
it's one of the better ones I've had.
It's one of the better celebrity
If
whiskeys.
I had to buy one of them, I'd buy that one again. If you,
Pay MSRP. Do not pay
Yeah.
anything over that.
all right.
Give it a try.
Give it a try.
It's worth trying. $36.
30
Come on.
high 30s for this bottle. It's a fine thing to have on your, and if you're a Chris Stapleton fan, like, it's cool. You kind of have a signature there, and it's on the top of the cork.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. That's about all I got.
That's about it.
It's an easy drinker.
Yeah,
It's just
it is.
not. Maybe a higher proof would be better for us. Put it closer to 100. Has more of a bite to it
Yeah.
instead of
Maybe.
just that sweet.
Yeah. It's never gonna be
Light.
that high though. Meh. It's a solid meh.
Meh.
Right about
Meh.
there.
Meh. With that being said,
On that note.
we still hope you enjoyed our review. If you did, please, please, please hit the like button on the screen.
Throw a link. I'm sure we've reviewed some other celebrity whiskey at some point. I'll link to one of those. Maybe a Proper 12 or a Heaven's Door or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I'll link something up there.
Good comment.
You know what?
Favorite celebrity whiskey?
3 chords.
Yeah.
That Neil,
Oh,
the
yeah.
guitar player that's
Neil
married
Young?
to Pat. No, Neil. I can't. Giard. He's married to Pat Benatar. I know that. They tour together and all that kind of stuff. He's like very, very involved in 3-chord bourbon.
My name was on it. I would be. We appreciate you joining this episode. Hope you enjoyed the review. Again, support the channel. Give us that like.
Have you tried it? Comment. What do you think?
Yeah, love to hear from you.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.